Hi, and welcome to another episode of Sustainment TV. I'm your host, David McDonald, and before we get into today's video, please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It'll help the channel to grow and improve upon what I do. So, without further delay, let's get right into today's video. Today's video features an interview that I was able to have with Billboard recording artist, April Diamond. Hope you enjoy. All right, Sustainment TV, I'm pleased to welcome as a special guest on the show. She's a Billboard charting recording artist. She's a host of a YouTube channel, and she is a vocal coach based out of LA. We'd like to welcome April Diamond. How are you doing today?
Hello, thank you, sir. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I know it's been a minute to make it all happen because we've both been busy, but thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
You have definitely been doing your thing online. It's like from the time I started following you to present, your online presence has pretty much doubled when I checked the numbers this morning. So that's awesome. Thank you for some of your time today. Just like to go through a couple of questions with you, kind of let the people know what you're about, tell us what you do and stuff. I wanted to ask you, who inspired you to want to sing?
Well, I always start with when I was a little girl, and I start with my grandmother who inspired me to sing because she played the piano, and she played the piano and the organ in church, and she would always, bring me up to sing when we were at family gatherings or something like that. And I think I was 7 or 8. Mm-hmm. And then she ultimately got me to sing my first solo in church. So that was a big deal for me as a kid because I was scared to death. But that was the launching pad for me. And then from there, I began singing, listening to my mom's records and listen to the music because my mom had old record collection, and I would go through the old stuff, the old, like, I've never heard of these people. I listened to some disco, and I listened to some rock and some country that my dad, I listened to all kinds of things. And it was really I think the gospel music that was the beginning of it for me. I sang a lot in church and with choirs and that kind of thing. But when I heard my mom's old collection of records, and I heard Donna Summer sing, if you remember who she is.
I do.
I heard her sing, and I said, yeah, she was in addition to many other artists, but probably one of the very biggest inspirations in my life was hearing her sing. And I said, I want that voice. I want that voice. Yeah.
Doing other people's songs to doing your own songs. I mean, I guess just in terms of how you do it, give a certain rendition or whatnot. I mean, what's your creative process like overall? How would you
yeah. So singing original songs is interesting. I always have other artists and other songs that I draw from. I use them as tools, and that's also what I teach my singers too. Is I get some inspiration from back in the day, current day, new music, and just about everything. Because when I sing a song, I want to tell a story. I mean, I want to sound good, and I want to hit all the high notes and do all that, but I want to tell a story, and I want the person that's listening to be a part of the story, to be part of it with me. So the creative process, especially for originals, is, to go home and usually what we do is we'll do like a rough draft kind of thing in the studio. We'll sing through it a few times. We'll go over the basics of how the chorus is going to go and what are the verses saying, like what's the story, and then how do we ultimately end it? Do we end it with the big, climactic section in the bridge and go to the end, or is it a simple song? What are we trying to say? So my producer will send me home with a rough cut that we just kind of sing straight through to get the melody down, and I'll take it home and I'll sing through it in my studio, and I'll practice it in the car, and I'll just drive around sometimes or go get coffee and drive around in my neighborhood and just sing, it over and over, and if you go like this, if you go like that, and I just, I play with it in my head, and I take a few ways of doing it into the studio, and we say, hey, that's a good one, or maybe we should go like this, and we just go through iterations, different passes, and then whatever the magical one is, we both know, okay, that's the one. So I wish I had an exact science down, but the process is what it is. Art is, it's art. So when is art finished? I don't know.
Yeah.
take your best guess and then you go for it. So
that sounds good. I know one of the things, even as a musician, that I found is like even your master musicians, you know, they find ways to improve to get better. And the same thing I found true for vocalists. You know, some pretty heavy hitters in the industry, they take vocal lessons, and obviously,
yes,
in a vocal coach, you know the importance of always improving yourself. And
right.
As far as you personally, what's been the best musical advice that you can give?
Stop trying to meet up to someone else's expectations of what your voice should be like, and be your own person. Be your own singer. Define who April Diamond is in everything that you do. And I know that sounds kind of hard to describe, or hard to put your finger on it. But the thing is that when you practice with so many people and you have so many inspirations, you could almost grab what they do and use that and go, yeah, I really like that. I really like that, because I'm inspired by a lot of people. But I think in the process, I think the best advice I was given was be who you are, and be who you are, and be that 1,000%. And so I strive to become who April Diamond is in every song. And in every song, I think I find something new. So I would tell singers, reinvent, tell the story, and tell the story better each time.
Now, obviously, you know, not only us as a country, but just the world in general has been dealing with the pandemic and all the, you know, all the restrictions that it had. How much of an impact did the pandemic have on your recording or performing schedule?
Well, it stopped things for a while. We weren't able to get into the studio to finish an album, but we've managed to get back and finish a few singles, and we're back to the album now. So what happened with the pandemic for me was that's sort of where Live with April Diamond was born.
Tell us a little about that.
Yeah, so Live with April Diamond is me reaching out to some of my very talented and hardworking singers, people in the business, entertainment business, in all kinds of creative businesses and technical, whatever people do. Like I wanted to talk to my friends, and since we couldn't, you know, obviously get together, I said, why don't we go on the live and talk about what you do? And so I started doing that because we were at home, and it just sort of caught on, and it turns out I had a knack for hosting, and it just continued on. So now I have lots of guests and people that come on. Sometimes I'll just do it myself and talk about some things and reach out to my follower family. So I have a large group of following people that follow me now and watch every live that I do, even if it's just me. But I sort of create this community, you know, like a family of followers, and it's growing all the time. And I love to bring people on that do extraordinary things, regardless of whether it's in the music business or entertainment business or whatever, you know, that I feel like the world needs to hear about other people that are doing amazing things. Because sometimes the people that are doing the most amazing things, they're not always the one in the forefront. Not everybody knows about them.
Right.
So I love to tell their story.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've caught a few segments of it myself. I know with as a result of you, I started following Chef Babbitt and some of the things.
Yeah. Oh, she's dynamic. She's fantastic. And every time we meet, it's just, we have a blast. You know, she's schooling us on how to be healthy in life and how to get along. And, you know, we have a good laugh. We have a good time. She's an amazing person.
So, okay, growing up as a vocalist, you know, seeking to better yourself every day. How did you go from being a vocalist to being a recording artist? I mean, what made you want to document what you do and put it out there for the masses? I mean, what made you want to be a recording artist?
Good question. I think the answer to that is I wanted to be a recording artist because I've always worked with singers and I've always been a singer. And it was sort of my desire, my passion to like make it in the music business as far as I could take it, so that I could be an example for other artists, like up and coming artists. And especially, you know, being a coach, I see the struggle and I see the desire for other people to want to do this too. So I thought if I do it and I really go out there and give it 1,000%, I can make a way and inspire others to do what I do. So it's a personal thing where I think it's amazing that I can do this and be played on the radio and hit the charts and here eventually go on tour, which will be very soon. And then teach our next generation of amazing artists and people that, you know, really love the music and have a talent and a desire to go out there and make it big in the music business. I'd like to be the inspiration for those people.
I guess I would like to maybe tie two questions together possibly. Now, I know your current single, I Got the Music in Me, is doing well. I guess between telling us about that single and I guess in terms of, do you have any idea, you know, when you'll be touring, or I guess it's a two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tackle that in two parts?
Yeah. So I Got the Music in Me is doing incredibly well. It's pacing with all the major artists right now in terms of plays, and I've broken records in the independent world, and it's just, you know, it's absolutely just amazing. And every day I wake up knowing I'm on the radio for another week, and another week is just like, yeah, I'm there. So that part is amazing, and seeing where it's going to go from there is, I think the next step is touring. And since there are concerts that are starting now, and like in Vegas and other places, I think towards the end of the summer or fall, we'll probably see the first round of touring. So I'm looking forward to that.
Now, I know from some of your lives, there were a couple of holiday songs, you know, you kind of bless your following with and whatnot. I mean, do you see yourself doing an entire holiday album possibly in the future?
Yes, I do. In fact, I think this year, over this summer, we'll probably do, I don't know if I'll have a full album of Christmas songs. I may, but I think I'll definitely have a good handful of them. And I think some other artists on my label at Del Oro Music will also be working on some Christmas songs. So I think this year you will see at least a majority of a Christmas album, and then into next year a full Christmas album. Yeah, because I want to do it with orchestras and all kinds of people, and I want to do features, and so there's all these things I want to do, and they just take time to round up the people and the instrumentalists, you know. So, but yeah, absolutely, definitely a Christmas album coming.
All right. Now, for people that want to catch your Instagram lives or to catch you on YouTube, give us that information again.
Yes, so if you go to my Instagram at April Diamond Music, there I usually post a promo, or at least let everyone know on my stories what time I'm going to go live, and it's normally every month it changes. So if you go to aprildiamond.com, I keep a schedule up there, and I'm about to edit that schedule this week. So if people go up there in the first week of June, they'll see the new schedule for the month of June.
All right.
And so every month, it's normally New Music Mondays and Coffee on Wednesday morning, Friday nights with April Diamond, and Sundays are Self-Care Sundays, or Sundays with April Diamond, whatever the theme is that day. Today was Self-Care Sunday.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite venue to perform at?
I mean, I like performing at all these places. I performed at the Palladium a few years back. That was pretty amazing because the Palladium hasn't been used a whole lot in Hollywood until as of recent, in the last 5 years. Yeah. But I performed there with my producer, David Longoria. And that was an incredible experience. That was really amazing. It was like a concert, but it was also having that feeling of back in the 50s, you know, when they did all those dinner theater like shows and big band and stuff like that at the Palladium. So it was pretty interesting. It was pretty fun. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I mean, every venue has its own feel to it. I've performed in stadiums where there was, 20, 30,000 people, and your voice is bouncing off in all directions, and you have to find your voice in real time and catch that. The singing of the national anthem in big stadiums, that part is pretty fun. I enjoy that. It's a challenge, but I love it. That is probably, I would have to say that that's probably the most amazing.
It's a different experience, like recording like in a studio where you can kind of tailor the acoustics and the sounds and whatnot, versus like you're saying, the challenges of doing a live performance and having to deal with certain issues.
Yes. Yeah. Live performing is a challenge by itself, and there are many factors, and a lot of things can go wrong, and a lot of things cannot be exactly right. And so as a singer and a performer, recording artist, you got to just be on your game and just bring it. You know, you just you push through and you do it. And I like the challenge of that. Sometimes things aren't so perfect, but I can always figure out a way to, you know, bring my best performance, you know, short of the microphone dying, which that's happened too. So I just kept singing. Crazy things that happen on stage.
I'm gonna give you the last word. You have any final thoughts? I know as we, you know, you know, we're much closer to the end, you know, of this pandemic than the beginning. So, you know, things are starting to open up, like you're saying, with live entertainment opportunities and whatnot. Well, what are your final thoughts for our audience?
I am looking forward to live music in the next 30 days, and I will be part of that live music, and I am excited to roll out. Actually, my next single is coming out. It's called Diamonds, so everyone can be looking out for that, both on Spotify and on YouTube and on all the music platforms. So actually, if everyone can go and follow me on Spotify at April Diamond, and follow me on Instagram at April Diamond Music, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at April Diamond Official. And there's always aprildiamond.com. That's a good place to start to find all the places that I'm at. And it's a good resource for that. But so there will be touring dates up there. There will be everything that's coming live with April Diamond, and the interviews, the album, the tour, and other. There's still more. I'll be shooting a video soon for my new single, Diamonds. But be listening for I Got the Music in Me on your local radio stations and on the Kiss FMs and the bigger major radio stations, and request it and share it with your friends.
I appreciate you giving us some of your valuable time today. It was a treat for me.
My pleasure.
I'll definitely keep my ear to the ground and tune in with you on Instagram and whatnot. Check out all the exciting things that are going on. So
wonderful.
Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Feel free to reach out to her, check out her content on YouTube, all that good stuff. So once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.